Hi, welcome to Hero Parking.
And this is a spot where we talk about everything heroes. My name's Corey.
My name's Ben.
And today we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Thoughts?
My original thought when it started playing, it didn't have that iconic start that the first one had.
Uh-huh.
Like, where you, kind of wanted to dance a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It was, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it just was not the same.
Okay. So it's not, when you compare it to the first one, you don't think it was the same thing.
Obviously, comparing the first one.
Problem with sequels is usually it's like, oh gosh, we've seen these characters before, here they go again. I'll start out by saying Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was a fun movie. It was fun to watch.
And it was very well done.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I thought they pulled off different worlds, space, just like going out and awesome. Like new planets that haven't been in the MCU yet.
Yeah.
Just they pulled it off very well.
If you know anything about me, I'm somebody that doesn't really like space things. I know you're going to kill me. I don't really like Star Wars. All right, go ahead. Shots fired. Anyway.
Go ahead, shoot 'em.
This movie does space fantastically.
Like,
out universe-wise, amazing.
It was just pretty.
Oh, my goodness. What I love about Guardians of the Galaxy is the chemistry between all the characters. I don't think there's one character that outshines the other. In my opinion, everybody flows perfectly.
And the character, it was mainly about character development.
Absolutely.
And that's great.
Beautifully, acted. Everything molds perfectly in this movie. When they come down, they're fighting the monster. You go, this is why I love Guardians of the Galaxy. This is why they're so good. Because
just jumps.
Yeah, it's just craziness. But I kind of agree with you. I love that they did the slow motion Groot thing, him dancing. But part of me was like, I kind of want to watch the action.
Don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
But it just wasn't that iconic. Start out. But I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it.
I liked it too, but I wanted to see more of
and
the
Baby
action.
Groot is just, how can you not like him?
Baby Groot's amazing. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Baby Groot, but Baby Groot grew on me like that. There was no oh man, I wish Groot was here. Baby Groot was amazing, if not better, in my opinion, than Groot.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No?
I hadn't thought of that yet. I'm going to say I like them equally.
Yeah. In
different ways, though. The friendships between people that you didn't even think would be friends.
Right.
Like the whole Rocket and Yondu friendship. That relationship was just... It played out very interestingly.
What's beautiful about this movie is that you're not really sure who to vote for because they change it perfectly, if that makes sense.
Right.
You go, this guy's bad and other things, but then you go, oh, I kind of like the way they did it. The way they built this story was well done, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. I think villain-wise, it was a little lacking, maybe.
Yeah.
A little shocking.
Yeah.
At points as well, when you find out that, huge spoiler, Peter Quill's dad, Ego, pretty much killed his mother by putting the tumor in her head. And just blasting him
away.
That was awesome.
It was great. There was parts where I was like, are they father and son? There was a part of me that goes, this guy's going to be the bad guy, too.
Right.
There was a part that I figured that. But
right. There was something he was lying about, and they kind of eased into that, which was nice. They weren't just boom, right away. Another thing that I thought was really cool was the video game style battling of the villains. I know I said they were a little lacking, but that was one thing that I thought was cool.
What I thought was really cool about that was after he was doing his stuff and he lost, some guy in the back goes, "You suck!" Which is totally a video game thing. If you're rocking it out and you're doing amazing, one mistake, you're terrible.
Well, even the sound effects.
Yeah.
It was it sounded like you were in an arcade.
It really did. At first I was like, what is happening? This is weird. Nobody's actually going to die. But then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool because they're not dying, but they're destroying other humans. They're trying to kill it. It was really fun. It was like a kickback.
Oh, you destroyed my robot.
It was good.
Yondu's new headpiece. The new mohawk was pretty like ridiculous,
Mhm.
but cool at the same time. I mean, who doesn't like that flying around it, like overpowered Arrow, just like destroying anyone he wants?
That Arrow scene was another sick scene where he just controlled the Arrow and just taking out people was so fun to watch. I love it. But I also loved that when they had to get Baby Groot to go get the headpiece. Hilarious. It was so
That was
funny.
hilarious. Kept getting around things. Mantis, she annoyed me at first, but then you kind of liked her towards the end, I
Mhm.
feel. So she was okay in the end, but she was kind of whatever. But
Drax made Mantis enjoyable to me.
you're right.
Drax made me go, oh, okay, but because Drax is so, like, verbally blunt, that made me go, that's okay, that's understandable. But yeah, I think she was like a side character that kind of came in. I was like, whatever. But
And
yeah,
I think Drax and Rocket were the best part of the movie.
I agree 100%.
This movie was so much more funny. I laughed more
Mm-hmm.
than the first one.
Drax and Rocket made this movie go forward, I guess. Like, maybe it's because Chris Pratt's character, Peter, was so involved with his dad that
Right.
made me go, okay, he's not pulling into this thing. But it's okay because they had the other main characters like Drax and Rocket that made you go, the action here and the
Yeah,
humor here is
They
hilarious.
kind of had their own things going on, but it worked out, obviously, in the end
Right.
to come together. Like, all of a sudden, Peter Quill has powers. Like,
Mhm.
what? I thought he was supposed to be this normal guy that had, like, a group of people that made superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, he is a superhero. Like,
Right.
he tosses around energy. You know, they have that nice, father-son catch moment.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I love Star-Lord so much is because he's basically human living in space. You
Right.
know, then once it brought that in, it's like, I didn't hate the concept. Like, it was a cool concept, but I see what you're saying. It kind of is like, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thoughts on it.
But in the end, I think it's okay because he had to take out his dad,
Right.
and then he was back to being just a human again. So, I mean, it was kind of cool to have an aspect where he could have crazy amounts of power,
Mm-hmm.
and he chose his friends
Yeah.
over the power. And in the end, it wasn't just his friends;
Mhm.
it was his family.
Which is a cool concept because Rocket was struggling with him and Rocket were struggling back and forth. Peter and Rocket were struggling. Like, why would we meet each other all the time?
Right.
But it was a cool concept because in reality, they love each other, but they just are kind of going back and forth. Kind of like brothers would do or sisters. You know,
Right.
it's like that family concept of siblings. For them to finally realize that was kind of a cool.
Yeah, how
moment.
Drax was like, "We don't leave anyone behind," and then they're like, "You guys fight all the time."
Right. And that's the concept. That's what family does,
Right,
you know?
right. So-
But they always bring it back and realize we're family at the end of the day.
Once again,
so
character development,
it's
awesome.
amazing.
I liked how they changed up a lot of Rocket stuff. The only thing I didn't like about what they changed is this gun. I thought it was a lot more lame than the 1st
Mhm.
gun. The first gun was amazing.
Yeah.
And this one was just, it was cool because it was like this little container thing that just popped out into a gun, but it wasn't that big.
Right.
And it seemed to not do as cool things as the other one, but his, like, traps he set for the villains that were coming
That
after the
scene
ship.
was
That scene
ridiculous.
was amazing.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Probably one of the best,
Oh yeah,
if not the best.
for sure.
When he just like kept blowing up people.
I love it. I was never bored. Never bored in this movie, I can say. Like,
No.
there was no parts that I go, man, we need to speed it up a little bit.
Right.
None of that, because it blended, like I said earlier, perfectly between action, story, and like even love story as well.
Right.
So,
And the unsaid
unsaid love.
love story between Gamora and
Mhm.
Peter Quill.
The beauty of it is they always bring back 80s things.
Right.
So even when he's talking to her,
Right.
they're still referencing 80s things, which is just kind of cool.
Which is crazy because they're doing a outer space movie in the 80s. How do you pull that off?
Perfectly, in my
did it.
opinion.
They did it. I think that, introducing like space and other worlds is a great way to not think that, the overall villain Thanos is
Mhm.
just stupid and crazy and out there,
Right.
because they expanded the MCU
Mhm.
with Guardians of the Galaxy, which I believe will tie in Thanos and connected all very nicely.
It gets you super excited for the Avengers. Like, it makes you super excited that, like, Thanos is coming. Like, it's on its way, and it just got me jacked. Like, if anything, this movie was fantastic, but it also made me so jacked for all the Avengers coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
So excited for
if I had to say
worst period.
If I had to say one bad thing, and this is very nitpicky,
Yeah.
is the end credits weren't that exciting. Like, they weren't, like, Marvel-ish, if that makes sense.
They weren't, they weren't the old, like, oh, that's cool. I mean, watch them, but...
Yeah, watch them, but they're not classic, like, hey, do you remember that? Like, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
It's just very quick, like, little seeds of what's to come. Overall, I say go watch the movie if you're a comic book fan, superhero fan, Guardians of the Galaxy, anything, go watch it.
I don't think it was, like, they're all saying that, oh, it's even better than the first one. I don't think it's better than the first one. I would give it a very close second to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I would probably see it again.
In my opinion, I feel like they, like, literally, as far as comparison, are on the same level to me. Like, I think they're great in its own way. I don't think one's better than the other. I would sit down and say Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, to me, are good movies at the same
I think they're both great movies.
Mm.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is
better.
just a little bit better.
Okay, sweet. So this has been Hero Parking, where we discuss superheroes. If you enjoy what you see, make sure you like it. Make sure you comment below and giving us more ideas of things to do in the future. Till next time, later.